Hello everyone and welcome to my Hip Hop Gossip For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Diddy conspiracy theories are sparked by Bishop T.D. Jake's medical emergency. Following Bishop T.D. Jake's medical emergency on stage, Diddy has been the subject of numerous conspiracy theories on social media. Prayers for Jakes, a well-known member of the religious world and the founding pastor of the megachurch Potter's House Church in Dallas, were pouring in on Sunday night. Jakes was seen stuttering throughout his sermon in the video from Sunday's event. As churchgoers rushed to his aid, he ceased speaking and started to shake. Potter's House Church said on Facebook that T.D. Jakes had a slight health incident but was stable and under the care of medical professionals after the video went viral. However, once Diddy was implicated in producer Lil Rod's sexual assault lawsuit against the imprisoned mogul, rumors started to circulate that he was responsible for Jake's health scare. Despite Jake's denial that the assertions were unquestionably false, social media users have continued to promote hypotheses. One source asserted that T.D. Jakes is one of many implicated individuals in the P. Diddy criminal case. He is now attempting to establish a pattern that demonstrates his incapacity to stand trial. This conduct will persist in eluding justice. That's how the wealthy do things. Pastor T.D. Jakes allegedly had a medical emergency today during a Sunday sermon, said another skeptic. First of all, it's incredible that despite the Diddy accusations, this man is still preaching. Secondly, I am unsure if I believe what transpired today. To put it mildly, the timing is intriguing. In the meantime, Tare Roberts, Jake's spouse, and his daughter, Sarah Jakes Roberts, provided an update on his health. Tare Roberts clarified, "Bishop is doing well, he's recovering well, he's under medical care, and he's strong. I'm really appreciative that he's starting to get better," Sarah Jakes Roberts continued. The Diddy rumors continued in spite of the church's and T.D. Jake's daughter's responses. See some further responses below. Sean Diddy Combs, who is accused of sex trafficking and racketeering, made a strong case for bail on Monday, claiming that pretrial incarceration violates his rights and that his public remarks and contacts are protected by the Constitution. In a court statement, his legal team, headed by Alexandra Shapiro, stated that government agents, plaintiffs' attorneys, and others with questionable motives have been polluting the airwaves with false and outrageous claims about Mr. Combs for months and months. It is not necessary for Mr. Combs to watch helplessly and accept all of this. He is entitled to a fair trial and the fundamental right to advocate for himself. Diddy's public remarks, including planned social media posts, are defended by the First Amendment, according to the defense, which calls the government's attempt to censor his speech an unconstitutional effort to silence him. Federal prosecutors, on the other hand, presented a quite different image, characterizing Diddy as a guy whose riches and power allow for continued obstruction and endanger the public and witnesses. Damian Williams, the U.S. attorney, highlighted Diddy's history of what she described as brazen attempts to improperly interfere with this criminal case. According to the prosecutor's filing, the defendant has used multiple unauthorized means of communication while detained, which make it difficult or impossible to monitor his actions. In order to hide his intentions, he has directed family members and outside parties to get in touch with possible victims and witnesses using coded language. Prosecutors gave specific instances of suspected obstruction, like as claims that Diddy planned a social media effort to influence prospective jurors around his birthday. Citing intercepted communications, the authorities claimed that Diddy carefully planned out the post, discussing demographics and analytics to ensure maximum impact. Diddy was also accused by prosecutors of interfering with witnesses during the inquiry and bribing hotel security in 2016 to remove evidence of a brutal assault. According to the authorities, in one case, intermediaries were used to feed witnesses false narratives, telling them that what they observed was part of a normal relationship. Diddy's communications were allegedly in violation of a court-imposed gag order, according to the authorities. According to the prosecution, the defendant's intent could not be clearer. He expressly wanted to interfere with the jury pool in this case. The prosecution's reliance on obstruction accusations, Diddy's defense team retorted, ignores the wider constitutional consequences. According to Shapiro, the government is basically advocating for a standard that allows the entire press community, civil plaintiffs, and the government itself to fight against Mr. Combs' reputation, but Mr. Combs cannot even attempt to change public opinion in response. Prosecutors claim that Diddy's alleged offenses, which include acts of aggression, intimidation, and manipulation, stretch decades, and the legal struggle has brought attention to his history. The government noted the defendant repeatedly and consistently coerced and forced women to satisfy his sexual desires. He used drugs to coerce, manipulate, and extort women, and he threatened to distribute sex recordings. Shapiro vehemently disputed these accusations, calling them a smear campaign and claiming they had no bearing on the present bail decision. The government's prosecution has caused a sea of bad press that is drowning Mr. Combs' reputation, Williams wrote. In the court of public opinion, he is free to defend himself. If the judge determines that Diddy is a persistent threat to the community and a risk of obstruction, the court will decide whether to grant bail. According to reports, Sean Diddy Combs' alleged victims have received death threats and are worried about their safety if the founder of Bad Boy Entertainment is released on bond. Diddy's bail status will be decided by Judge Arun Subramanian on Monday, following prosecutors' concerns that the imprisoned tycoon would impede justice. Ariel Mitchell, the lawyer representing several accused victims, recently appeared on NewsNation's Banfield to discuss the impending bail hearing. Regarding the accused victims, Mitchell stated, "Everyone is extremely concerned about their safety if he were to be given bond. I have faith in the court. I have no doubt that the court will uphold its earlier ruling that no bail is required." Mitchell claims that her clients have received life-threatening communications from unidentified sources. Among them is Courtney Burgess, a grand jury witness who asserts that she is the owner of the copyright of Kim Porter's purported memoir. "People on the internet have threatened us, but not directly from Diddy, at least not from what we don't know," she continued. Mr. Burgess has been threatened with death multiple times. "We are unsure if the threats my client, Mrs. Parham, has been receiving are from people Diddy really sent or if they are just ordinary internet users." Diddy is accused by Mitchell of attempting to silence her. Mitchell accused Diddy of trying to silence me for years, and stated that she has been making noise about Diddy since 2021. Though she is concerned that he might be released on bond, she countered, "If anybody is feeling the pressure, I'm sure it's him. I always wear two straps," she declared. "And God is watching over me. I'm not afraid. As long as he is incarcerated. In the event that he is released, I will remark that I am pleased to learn that the judge has prohibited him from returning to Miami, therefore, I am extremely appreciative. Since I get along well with my Smith & Wesson, I would definitely be a little anxious and increase security if he returned to Miami."